Have you ever woken up more tired than when you went to bed? Or maybe with a stiff neck, back pain, or that feeling that the night passed, but real rest never came? These signs may seem normal as we age, but they're not inevitable. There's a silent mistake that could have been sabotaging your deep sleep for years. And it begins with the position you lie in each night. Poor sleep has become routine for many people, but what few know is that your sleeping posture, something repeated for decades, could be affecting not only your sleep quality, but also your spine health, the function of your internal organs, and even your daytime energy levels. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said that discipline begins with the small things, and nothing is repeated as often, or neglected as much as the way we lie down at night. In this video, we'll talk about the best and worst sleeping positions, what effects they have on your body, and how to create a truly restorative environment for your health. Little by little, you'll understand how sleep can stop being a nightly struggle and become a powerful ally in your journey toward longevity and well-being. Sleeping position and health. Have you ever thought about how we spend nearly a third of our lives sleeping? And even more, that for years, your body has likely assumed the exact same position night after night. That's right. The way you lie down isn't just a personal preference. It directly impacts spinal health, breathing, digestion, and even the appearance of your skin over time. Ancient medicine, as taught by Galen of Pergamon, already recognized that the resting body needs alignment and harmony. And today, modern science confirms it. Your sleeping position can be an ally, or an enemy of deep sleep. For example, if your neck isn't properly supported, you might wake up with headaches or dizziness. If your spine is misaligned, back pain in the morning is common. A posture that compresses the abdominal area can impair digestion and cause acid reflux. More than comfort, sleeping well requires postural awareness. And here's a rarely mentioned truth. There's no universally perfect position. There's only the best position for your body, your habits, and your health conditions. But how do you identify it? That's what we'll discover in the next chapters. Starting with sleeping on your back, considered by many to be the most neutral position. But is it the best for everyone? Sleeping on your back, supine position. Sleeping on your back, or in the supine position, is often pointed out as the most neutral for the spine. And in fact, when done properly, it honors Stoic principles of balance and moderation, values Galen himself upheld when recommending rest without excess or tension. Let's look at the benefits. Spinal alignment. By keeping your head, neck, and back in a straight line, you reduce strain on the intervertebral discs, helping prevent chronic pain. Prevention of facial wrinkles and sagging. Since your face doesn't press against the pillow, this position helps keep your skin free of creases over time. Better weight distribution. It avoids unnecessary pressure on organs and joints. However, there are some important downsides. Snoring and sleep apnea. In those predisposed, this position can lead to excessive relaxation of throat muscles, obstructing airflow and making breathing more difficult during sleep. Discomfort for those with acid reflux. Gravity may allow stomach acid to flow back into the esophagus if the head of the bed isn't slightly elevated. How to make the most of this position. Use a medium-height pillow that keeps your neck aligned with your torso, not too high, to avoid straining the cervical spine, and not too low. Place a cushion under your knees. This helps relieve pressure on the lower back and maintain the spine's natural curve. For those with reflux or snoring, elevating the head of the bed by 4 to 6 inches can be a simple, effective change. Sleeping on your back can be a healthy choice if it suits your body. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. That also applies to sleep position. Sleeping on your side. Side sleeping is by far the most common position among older adults, and for good reason. It's usually comfortable, helps with breathing, and when properly adjusted, can be highly beneficial for the body. But here's a little known fact. The side you sleep on makes all the difference. Sleeping on your left side. This position has been recommended by both traditional and functional medicine. Why? Improves digestion. The stomach and pancreas are better positioned to function naturally. Reduces acid reflux. Gravity helps keep stomach acid away from the esophagus. Supports lymphatic drainage. The lymphatic system drains more efficiently. Removing toxins. Relieves pressure on the heart. Especially helpful for those with high blood pressure or mild heart failure. No wonder pregnant women are advised to sleep this way. It protects blood flow and reduces abdominal compression. Sleeping on your right side. Though it may seem harmless, this position can present long-term risks. Impedes venous return. The inferior vena cava, which returns blood to the heart, can be compressed. Increases cardiac strain, particularly in those with heart conditions. This position can hinder the heart's ability to rest. But beware, side sleeping also requires proper care. Use a pillow that keeps your neck aligned with your spine, not too low or too high. Place a pillow between your knees. This prevents lower back twisting and reduces hip pressure. Keep your shoulders relaxed and avoid sleeping with your arm under your head. That habit can cause numbness and brachial nerve compression. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "What is natural is healthy." Side sleeping can be natural for many, as long as it's done with postural awareness. Now we arrive at the most controversial, and for many, the most harmful position over time. Sleeping on your stomach. Sleeping on your stomach. Prone position. Maybe you've done it, lying face down, head turned to one side, arms under the pillow. For many, this position provides momentary comfort, but the truth is it's considered the worst position for the body, especially as we age. Why is stomach sleeping so harmful? Neck twisting. To breathe, the head must turn to one side, causing forced, prolonged cervical rotation. Over time, this can lead to pain, stiffness, and even pinched nerves. Internal organ compression. The abdomen is under direct pressure, hindering digestion, breathing, and the function of organs like the liver and kidneys. Wrinkles and facial creases. Constant face-to-pillow contact compresses the skin, accelerates wrinkle formation, and may impair circulation. Forced lumbar posture. The exaggerated curve in the lower back increases the risk of pain, especially in those with herniated discs or disc degeneration. The Stoic Musonius Rufus taught that we must avoid what is pleasant in the short term, but harmful in the long term. That phrase fits this position perfectly. But what if you can only sleep this way? If you've slept on your stomach for years, you don't need to change overnight. But it's worth gradually transitioning using the following strategies. Use a body pillow on your side to support your body and trick your brain into adjusting to side sleeping. Limit your time in that position. Start on your side, and if you roll over during the night, that's okay. Your body will adapt over time. Choose firmer mattresses and thinner pillows. They help keep your body more stable and less sunken. Changing an old habit takes patience, but the benefits will come in the form of less pain, better breathing, and improved sleep quality. Sleeping well is an act of self-care, and as the ancient Stoics believed, caring for yourself is a moral duty. Now that you understand the most common sleeping positions, it's time to go further. What habits might be sabotaging your sleep before you even get into bed? Evening habits that sabotage sleep. You might be sleeping in the ideal position with the right pillow and mattress, but if your bedtime habits aren't aligned, deep sleep simply won't come. The truth is that what we do in the 2 or 3 hours before bed has a direct impact on melatonin production, rest quality, and even next day energy. The invisible villains of the night, blue light from screens, phones, TVs, and computers, emit light that suppresses natural melatonin production, the sleep hormone. Result: the brain stays alert even when the body is tired. Caffeine and alcohol in the evening. Many believe wine helps them relax, but it actually disrupts the deeper stages of sleep. Caffeine, found in coffee, black tea, soda, and chocolate, and can stay in your system for up to 6 hours. Heavy dinners. Eating large or fatty meals at night burdens the digestive system. Instead of resting, your body is working all night. Late-night exercise, intense activity raises adrenaline and body temperature, making it harder to wind down. As the Stoics said, self-mastery begins with habit mastery. So, what can you do to sleep better? Practical tips for restorative sleep. Avoid screens at least 1 hour before bed. If you need to use them, turn on night mode or wear blue light blocking glasses. Eat light and early. Opt for soups, cooked vegetables, and gentle proteins like eggs or white fish. Avoid caffeine after 3 p.m. If you want something soothing at night, go for herbal teas like chamomile, lemon balm, or valerian. Use calming essential oils in your space, like lavender or bergamot. Just 2 drops on your pillow or in a diffuser will do. Dedicate your evening to winding down. Your mind needs a clear signal. It's time to rest. The night should be sacred, a time to restore, not to stimulate. As Seneca said, nothing is more useful than what helps us recover the soul, and a well-nurtured sleep does exactly that. Creating the ideal sleep environment. One of the most common mistakes is believing that sleep depends only on the body and mind. But the environment you sleep in has a huge impact on the quality of your rest, especially as the years go by, when sleep tends to become lighter. As Marcus Aurelius taught, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, and that also applies to the space where we rest. A chaotic, noisy, or overly warm room speaks to the brain constantly, even while we sleep. What is your bedroom telling your body at night? Let's go over the key elements of a restorative sleep environment. Temperature between 59 degrees Celsius and 66 degrees Celsius. 115, 19 degrees Celsius. Sleeping in a slightly cool room helps trigger the natural drop in body temperature that's essential for deep sleep phases. Total darkness, light, even dim, can interfere with melatonin production. Use blackout curtains, avoid standby lights, and if needed, try a comfortable sleep mask. Noise control. If you live in a noisy area, white noise machines, earplugs, or natural soundtracks, rain, forest, waves can be helpful. Airflow and air quality. Closed, poorly ventilated rooms affect oxygen levels at night. Whenever possible, Crack a window or use an air purifier. Clean and organized space. A cluttered room full of objects, dust or scattered clothes sends alert signals. To the brain, not rest. Simplicity supports sleep. Soft colors, light blue, aqua green, and pale grey, are colors that promote calm. Warm tones like red or orange stimulate brain areas tied to attention. Avoid using the bedroom for non-sleep activities. Working, watching TV, or arguing in bed trains. Your brain to stay active. Reserve this sacred space for its intended purpose, sleep and rest. The philosopher Galen, also a physician, already emphasized the importance of a therapeutic environment, one that promotes health, even in silence. Take care of your bedroom the way you care for your health, with attention to detail and a commitment to well-being. Effective nighttime routines. Have you noticed how babies sleep better when they have a fixed routine? A warm bath, dim lights, quiet. The body understands it's time to rest. With adults, especially in midlife, the same logic applies, though it's often ignored. And that's where the mistake lies. The truth is, without a nighttime ritual, the body and mind can't transition naturally from wakefulness to sleep. We remain overstimulated even in bed. But what really works? Dim the lights 1 hour before bed. Exposure to light, even artificial, blocks the natural release of melatonin. Choose warm, indirect lighting in the evening. Warm bath. It relaxes the muscles and helps the body lower its core temperature. A clear signal to the brain that it's time to rest. Light reading. A good, preferably paper book, can be a great mental switch, as long as it's not on tense or stimulating topics. Guided meditation or deep breathing. Just 5 minutes of mindful breathing reduces sympathetic nervous system activity, which keeps us alert, and activates the parasympathetic, which calms us down. Gratitude journal or stoic reflection. Writing down 2 or 3 positive thoughts from your day or something you learned about yourself is a stoic practice that calms and organizes the mind. As Seneca said, nothing is more rejuvenating than reviewing a day well lived. Create your own rituals. Drinking a relaxing herbal tea. Listening to soft music. Applying essential oil to your temples. These are cues that, over time, teach the brain the day is ending. The secret isn't in following strict rules, but in repeating a comforting, predictable pattern. It reduces nighttime anxiety, encourages deep sleep, and limits night awakenings. As the Stoics taught, the mind responds with serenity to repetition. The importance of mattresses and pillows. You can sleep in the right position, create a perfect bedroom, and follow an ideal routine. But if your mattress or pillow doesn't suit your body, everything else can fall apart. The surface where you rest 7 to 8 hours a night should be supportive, not a source of stress. Let's start with the mattress. Average lifespan, 8 to 10 years. After this period, the structure begins to wear down, even if it doesn't show. Firmness matched to your body. Lighter people do better with medium or soft mattresses. Heavier individuals need a firmer mattress to provide support without stressing the joints. Ideal materials: memory foam, NASA-style foam, adapts to your body and relieves pressure points. Latex is natural, firm and breathable. Pocketed coil. Mattresses reduce movement transfer. Ideal for couples. Thermal regulation. Avoid synthetic fabrics. Choose covers made of cotton, bamboo or wool for better airflow and less sweating. And the pillow. It should keep your neck aligned with your spine based on your sleep position. Side sleepers. Higher pillow to fill the space between shoulder and neck back sleepers. Medium height pillow to support the natural neck curve stomach sleepers. Ideally, avoid this position, but if unavoidable, use a very thin pillow, or none at all, replace it every 2 years. Dust mites, sweat, and wear affect its function and hygiene. Choose hypoallergenic materials, like memory foam, treated feathers, or latex. Avoid very old or misshapen pillows. As Epictetus said, do not neglect the small things that support the great ones. Sleep is one of those great things, and it literally rests on the right mattress and pillow. Warning signs and sleep disorders. Sometimes, even with good habits, routines, and an ideal environment, sleep remains light, fragmented, or doesn't come at all. That may be a sign something deeper is going on. Occasional insomnia is common, but when it becomes persistent, it's time to pay attention and seek help. Key sleep disorders to watch for: sleep apnea, breathing interruptions at night, often with loud snoring and unrestful sleep. Symptoms: daytime drowsiness, morning, headaches, irritability, chronic insomnia, trouble falling or staying asleep more than 3 times a week for months. May be linked to anxiety, depression, or certain medications. Narcolepsy, extreme daytime sleepiness with sudden sleep episodes. Rare, but very disabling if left untreated. Restless leg syndrome, tingling or irresistible urge to move the legs at night. Delays falling asleep and lowers sleep quality. REM sleep behavior disorder, agitation, talking, or violent movements during dreams, as if the person were acting out the dream. More common in men over 60 and may be linked to neurological conditions. When to seek help: if you snore loudly, wake up gasping, feel very sleepy during the day, or have frequent insomnia, don't ignore it. See a sleep specialist. A study called a polysomnography can reveal a lot about your nighttime health. Talk to a geriatrician, neurologist, or ENT doctor. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a vital function. As the ancient Stoics said, nature does nothing in vain. If the body sends signals, something needs attention. Listening to those signals is an act of wisdom. If there's a silent yet powerful pillar in building a long, vital life, it's quality sleep. Throughout this video, you've seen that it's not enough to simply go to bed. The position you sleep in, the environment you rest in, and the habits you've built over the years, all of that determines whether your body truly rests or just spends the night on high alert. Side, back, or stomach. Each sleeping position has its pros and cons. A poorly ventilated or overly bright room can confuse your brain. A worn-out mattress or bad pillow might be sabotaging your spine. And above all, rushed or distracted bedtime habits keep your body from relaxing. But the good news is, you can change that. As Stoic philosophy teaches, transformation begins the moment we take responsibility for our habits. Sleeping well isn't a luxury, it's a right, and also a duty to your body and your mind. Now it's your turn. Observe your sleeping position tonight. Adjust your pillow, turn off the lights, try a calming herbal tea. Create your ritual. Respect your body's timing. It will thank you. Tell me in the comments, which of these tips will you try first? Have you already noticed changes in your sleep from small adjustments? If this content made sense to you, give it a like, share it with someone who also needs better sleep, and subscribe for more content on health, longevity, and practical wisdom for everyday life. Good night, sweet dreams, and a new day full of energy and presence.